Hello and thank you for watching Channel 14 WPVH, the pride of Parkview High. I am John Cranford.
And I'm Kayla Jones, and this is what's happening in your world.
An unknown warrior came to Denmark today to defeat our fierce terrorizer, Grendel.
The warrior tells us great stories of battle and victory. The warrior goes by the name of Beowulf.
Beowulf is said to be from Geatland, just across the sea. We'll keep you updated on this story as it develops.
Now we're turning over to Abigail Russell, our reporter in the field, with an interview with Beowulf himself.
Hello, my name is Abigail Russell. I am live in front of Herat with an exclusive interview with our new ally, Beowulf.
I am Beowulf, son of Edgethrow, who was a warrior still remembered today for his greatness. My cousin Hygelac is king of my great country, Geatland. Now let me tell you about all of my great deeds. There are no giants today because I chased that race off of the face of the earth. I swam the oceans at night, killing the sea monsters, and when I came from battle, I dripped with my enemy's blood. I've heard about the monster who terrorizes your people and how he feasted on the brave soldiers in Herat for 12 long winters. No one else can defeat this monster, so I've come to rescue the great king of Hrothgar, who may hunt in my heart if he wants.
Did you come alone to defeat Grendel?
No, I brought 14 of the greatest and bravest Geats to help me in this endeavor.
How did you travel?
We came in a high-prowed, deeply kneeled boat across the great sea road which lies between our two countries, to the shores of Denmark to help the ring giver of our country.
How will you fight this monster?
Since Grendel fights with his bare hands, I can do no less. My cousin Hygelac would be ashamed if I fought any other way than bare-handed against this monster.
What will you give for your pains?
I'm here for fame and glory, and King Hrothgar has promised me a golden treasure.
Before we go, what is your impression of Herat?
It is the greatest mead halls, and it deserves to be a safe place for Hrothgar's men to eat and drink. The time has come to stop Grendel's massacre of brave men.
Well, thank you, Beowulf, for giving us your time before such an important battle. We wish you the best of luck.
Well, he certainly was boastful.
Well, I guess he was, but like Abigail said, we certainly wish him the best.
We just received some information regarding Grendel. Grendel is a monster who lives within the swamps.
He enjoys feasting on our men at night only. During the day, he slithers throughout the swamps, following Hrothgar's men.
Grendel lives under the swamp, and his den is said to be full of his victims' bones, while scraps of skin stick to the layer's walls.
Grendel's father is unknown, but is descended from Cain. When Cain was expelled from the Garden of Eden, Cain's progeny split into monsters and giants and all sorts of evil creatures, one of which is Grendel.
So it is evident that there is much to fear with this monster. But before we go, there is but two questions to be asked. Will the monster strike again? Is no one safe in Herat? Tune in for tomorrow for more information on this developing story. Hello and thank you for watching Channel 14, WPVH, the pride of Parkview High. I am John Cranford.
And I'm Kayla Jones, and this is what's happening in your world.
This just in, a breaking news report is showing that Beowulf, our new ally from Geatland, has defeated Grendel and Grendel's mother.
Yes, we will go directly to Abigail Russell, our reporter in the field, for live coverage from Grendel's lair.
Thank you, John and Kayla. It surely was a remarkable scene last night when our tormentor, Grendel, was defeated in the confines of our own mead hall, Herat. Shortly after, something was stolen from Herat by Grendel's mother, and she murdered someone. So, willing to take another sacrifice for our land, Beowulf came here and defeated Grendel's mother as well. Here's some footage of both events.
Oh my God! No!
Are you not going to help me?
We will protect you, Beowulf.
We are as strong as the great Beowulf.
No sword can scratch Grendel.
Because they're bewitched.
Wow, such bravery. We are now live with Beowulf about the battles. Beowulf, what do you have to say?
Well, I I accomplished what I set out to do. I saved mighty Herat from the afflictor of men, mankind's enemy, Grendel. My men tried to help, but Grendel had bewitched their weapons. I had to be a good leader, and I had to sacrifice one of my geats in order to get Grendel to come inside of Herat. It was a sickening sight as he devoured one of our own, bolting him down almost whole and drinking his blood. But I was next on the floor, and he reached for me, but I had a surprise for him. As you all saw in the clip of the battle hall rang with my bravery. I fought him barehanded as I had promised. I ripped off Grendel's arm and hung it in the rafters of Herat. We celebrated my victory, but that night another monster, Grendel's mother, had came to Herat to avenge her son's death. She retrieved his arm and took it with her. But before she left, she killed Hrothgar's best friend. I came upon Hrothgar early this morning, crying and lamenting on the loss of his best friend. It was then that he told me that there was another monster, and he dared me to kill it. He told me more about this monster, and he said it had been seen with Grendel before, and that it lived in the swamp by the wolf den. The roots of the trees in that spot spiral down to the water like snakes, and a stag that is being pursued would prefer death than to escape through that water. So I went to the battle with Grendel's mother as well.
Yes, such a great story, and definitely one that will be told for ages. The story of how Denmark was saved by the bravest of beasts, Beowulf. Thank you for your time, sir, and from all of the people in Denmark, thank you. Now back to you, John and Kayla.
Hello, and thank you for watching Channel 14 WPVH, the pride of Parkview High. I am John Cranford.
I am Abigail Russell.
And I'm Kayla Jones, and this is what's happening in your world.
We are live this morning with an exclusive interview.
Yes, we are live with King Hrothgar.
Your Majesty, how are you today?
Why, I'm much better than I was last week. I just don't understand how Beowulf could have accomplished what he did. I offered Grendel money and gold and land, but I just couldn't get him to agree to stop killing. We even sacrificed to the old stone gods, but they were no help. Many of my men have been killed or have deserted me, and I've lost my best friend. But now that the monster are no longer a threat, I believe I can be a good lord to my people.
It appears that Grendel was defeated so easily. All Beowulf had to do was hold on with one hand.
Yes, so your Majesty, did you ever consider putting sentries around Herat? You put them around the shore. Did you actually think that powers or invaders would come to a land where the people had been terrorized by a monster for 12 years?
Well, no, I never did think about that. We were kind of hoping to bribe Grendel into leaving us alone.
How do you plan on rewarding Beowulf for his bravery?
Well, you know all, I'm a very rich king, so I'm just going to give him the treasure.
There is one matter, Your Highness. You promised Beowulf you would be lord to his men shall he not return, yet you deserted them when you felt Beowulf was dead.
Well, I didn't think he was coming back, and we were all hungry. It was dinner time. There seemed to be no point in waiting around for someone who was never going to come. His men were mourning, and I figured they could find their way back to the Herat. Perhaps that was past judgment, but I'm a king not to admit I was wrong. I am giving him money, so he should be happy.
Thank you very much for answering our questions, Your Highness.
We'll have another exclusive interview with Beowulf regarding his battle with Grendel's mother. Beowulf, how did you defeat Grendel's mother?
Well, as you know, the she-wolf lived under the lake. After getting Hrothgar's promise to be lord of my land, my men, which, by the way, he didn't keep, I jumped into the lake, and it took me many hours to reach the bottom. Before I left on my journey underwater, I killed a sea beast to get my adrenaline flowing. When I reached the bottom, Grendel's mother attacked me immediately. She bit a hole in my helmet. She lifted me and threw me to the ground, pulled out a rusty blade crusted with dried blood, and proceeded to stab me. Luckily, my chainmail protected me. There were other sea beasts with tusks that tried to stab me, but the chainmail still held. I took my sword, Hrunting, and hit the she-wolf in the neck, and the blade broke. Never again would I use my helmet and sword, because they had brought me no glory. Grendel's mother squatted on top of my chest, and I was desperate until I saw a huge giant sword hanging on the wall. I drew the blade from its scabbard and hit her in the neck and severed her head. I then went in hunt of the original demon, Grendel, and found him in another room. I took the giant sword and cut off Grendel's head for a trophy. The blade of my giant sword melted from the sickening blood of Grendel, leaving just the gem and encrusted hilt. This would be my trophy, the head and the hilt. Little did I know the blood had seeped into the surface of the lake and made Hrothgar think that I had died. When I came to the surface of the lake, all the Danes had left, leaving only my loyal geese behind to accompany me back to Hrothgar. I took a spear and stuck it through Grendel's ugly head, and 2 men on each side of the spear carried their heavy burden back to Hrothgar.
Wow. As we've been saying time and time again, your bravery has saved our nation. Thank you for your time and your endeavor.
I always enjoy talking with him and hearing his stories.
Oh, me too. Well, thank you all for watching Channel 14 WPVH.
We'll see you all tomorrow.